If this is our last video, goodbye.
That's pretty legit.
This is insane.
Come on, buddy. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
They better not be melting your Birkenstocks.
Welcome back to the Western Wild Channel. This weekend we're off in Oregon's high desert. A little bit of a different trip than we had originally planned. This was supposed to be a boys backpacking weekend up by North Sister. Due to wildfire smoke, we had to make a change. We looked at the map and saw where there wasn't any smoke. This was the spot. So, gonna go check out Pine Mountain Observatory, maybe do a little caving later, and a little hanging out around our fake campfire. So, come along for the ride. This place has been on my list for a long time. From a distance, it looks like the mountain is absolutely covered in sagebrush, typical Central Oregon high desert terrain. But now that we're on the road up to the observatory, it's actually like beautiful ponderosa forest. I'm like really pleasantly surprised with what we're seeing here. It's not what I would have expected. A couple other things about our trip today. We've got Carl along for the ride again, along with Craig, who've been in previous videos. We're towing Carl's teardrop trailer again. Last time we did it in the 4Runner. Now that we're doing it in the truck, completely different experience with the Tundra. Hardly noticed this thing on the back there. Changes a little bit when it's time to park, but from a polling standpoint, night and day difference. Pretty easy. I'll get to sleep in the Oru tonight. Carl will sleep in the teardrop. Nice and comfy. Our fourth man on the trip, Ronnie,
Goodbye.
he's going to be stuck with a ground tent while Craig is sleeping in his car, so we'll catch a little bit of that later. Okay, so we made it to the Pine Mountain Observatory campground, and we have the place entirely to ourselves at the moment. Got Craig's Subaru over there, Carl's trailer. There's like 4 pull-in sites here, maybe another 4 to 6 walk-in camping sites. Friday afternoon, and yeah, we have it all on our own. Camping at about 6,000 feet right under the observatory, so it can be pretty cool. We got a very late start that day thanks to a longer than expected stop at Worthy Brewing in Bend for lunch. So with daylight running out, we needed to get on to our caving activities, which involved the drive down the backside of Pine Mountain, which is much, much rougher than the road up from the front. So we were very glad that we all piled into the Tundra, left Craig's Outback and Carl's trailer behind, just because this road might have been a little bit uncomfortable with both of those in tow.
I'm already voting for going around versus this. I can't even hold the video still.
Finally, we reached the bottom of the hill, and I got to do my favorite type of off-road driving.
Pretty in their own way. Objects in video are moving as fast as they appear.
The road to Derrick Cave is extremely remote, but it's still doable in two-wheel drive with moderate clearance, as long as the weather's good. We gotta tackle this Oru dust issue in a hurry. Look how red it all is.
Main vent for the Devil's Garden flows. Designated as a nuclear fallout shelter.
Pretty cool.
Here we are at Derrick Cave. We're going to go exploring the nuclear fallout shelter and see where some big lava flow occurred.
And have a cave beer.
Have some cave beers. And we all have headlamps because we're prepared.
We're super cool.
If this is our last video,
Yeah. It's been fun.
goodbye.
We love you all.
Yes, we love all of you.
Especially our fans.
Like and subscribe.
Derrick Cave is a massive lava tube located on a very remote stretch of Central Oregon BLM land. The cave is split into 2 sections, with the southern end being almost a quarter-mile long. As Carl mentioned, the shorter northern cave was designated as a nuclear fallout shelter in the 1960s, with food and water stored for up to 1,200 people. Unfortunately, by the early 1970s, vandals had broken the steel door to the cave and stolen all of the supplies. Yeah, all the rock on the ground is really disconcerting.
Yeah.
You can see fissures. What is that? There's a little device up there. I wonder if that's to monitor bats or something? With the fallout shelter explored, we turned our attention to the longer south cave. So that little box down there is where you leave your last will and testament before going into the cave. With this being a guy's trip, we sure made a lot of jokes over dramatizing the danger in the situation. But for any visitors, I think it's important to remember that there are some real risks involved here and you need to be prepared. With caves, it is especially important to leave your itinerary in time that you expect to be home with someone trustworthy who can call for help if you need it. The southern cave starts with these two beautiful skylights before it dives deep into the earth.
What's that?
Great photos of you. There's a light.
Get up there with Carl. Some great pictures of you walking out. Turn around. Glass over here? Yeah.
The intrepid explorers enter the Cave of Doom. Will they ever see the light of day again? Tune in next time to find out. Okay, that's pretty legit. It's hard to overemphasize just how important it is to have bright, reliable lights for trips like this. I'd highly recommend bringing at least a headlamp and a handheld flashlight. So we got this pile of rocks in our path. And it must have come from up there. The cave goes on. Oh yeah. It's also good to have high quality boots with a lot of grip and warmer clothing to handle the temperatures as they drop as you get deeper into the cave. This is substantially farther than Tessa and I made it last time. This fissure just opened up. Wow. It's like a lava tube within a lava tube. Keeps going. Got this super cool red and brown textury surface. Almost looks like it's on fire with the light. Neat. Yeah, these are some trippy ice formations all the way on top. Wild. We made it.
Oh, fucking heck. This is insane. Yeah, this is definitely not a user-friendly cave.
All right, so we made it to the end of the cave. Mission now is to get out without twisting an ankle or falling in a crack. Harder than it might appear. Okay, so we made it out of Derrick Cave. A little treacherous at times, but overall a worthy trip.
It was like lava tubes within lava tubes.
Yes.
A worthy trip, you
A
might
worthy
say.
trip.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Not sponsored.
This tree going out the entrance of our lava.
On our way back to camp, we encountered one last obstacle for the day. It was on the side of the road and just darted out in the middle.
He's looking for us. Oh. Come on.
Come on, buddy.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
We're on the left. As the sun set, we booked it back to camp to make it in before nightfall. Fortunately, we had enough time for a short detour to the top of Pine Mountain to take in some spectacular high desert views. If you had any doubts about how quick it is to set up our Oru camper, here I am doing it with one hand. Just like that, camp is ready to go. Carl's setup was just as easy with his bent teardrop trailer. Craig stayed cozy in his Subaru Outback. But somehow poor Ronnie drew the short straw and ended up on the ground in his backpacking tent. In typical guys trip fashion, the meals were simple. Leftover pizza, sausages, and pre-cooked frozen meals. Why dirty a dish when you can eat straight out of the cast iron? Fire restrictions in place, we gathered around my propane fire pit and reminisced about the day. It wasn't the backpacking trip that we had expected, but it still turned out to be a memorable experience.
They better not be melting the purple stuff. Not down there.
In the morning, we woke up to sun shining through much needed raindrops. This was a huge sigh of relief after a long, hot, smoky August. We packed up the rigs and then bushwhacked up the hill for one last big view before heading home. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button and go check out our camping playlist for more Central Oregon adventures. Until next time, stay wild.